Hey everyone, welcome to BAM Body and Mind, Life with Ali, the show that's about body and mind through food, travel, adventures, health, yoga, and awareness, Ali style. I'm Ali, your lifepreneur, and today we have a fabulous show planned for you. I have got a special guest, AJ, in the kitchen with me. What's up? Oh my God, it's so good to see you.
Nice to see you. Thanks for having me.
AJ and I love to eat. We
Absolutely.
love to cook. We just live different lifestyles. We do things a little bit differently.
Yeah.
So we thought we'd bring that together in the kitchen for you today. So AJ's gonna rock us off with the fabulous Spanish paella.
Paella.
That's right. And while he's doing that, I'm gonna mix it up with a little sangria. So you know what? Why don't we go ahead and get
Let's
started?
get to it.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's get into this paella. AJ, what you got cooking for us today?
All right, so today we're going to cook a traditional paella, but in a non-traditional way. Traditionally, a paella would include things like chicken and rabbit and also saffron and chorizo. So we're going to do things a little bit differently here. So we're going to include some of the traditional ingredients. So we have our saffron, we have our paprika, we have our rosemary, we have our roasted tomatoes, and we have our green beans. And also we have our chicken cooking behind us. So the thing we're going to do a little bit different is we're not going to include any seafood. We're not going to include also any rabbit that would traditionally be in the dish as well.
Why are we not doing any seafood?
So we're not doing the seafood? Well, one thing is I noticed that seafood is not everybody's cup of tea. So you can kind of, if you cook down the middle, as I'm trying to do now, kind of keep it kind of simple, you kind of hit the mark on many people, opposed to putting seafood into it. But
Okay.
seafood is also a good additive if you would like to have it in there as well.
All right, cool. So what else we got?
So the one thing that to start off with is the type of cookware that you will use. So the one thing that I'm using here is this is a traditional paella pan. This is a 13-inch heavy bottom pan. If you don't have one of these, that's all right. What you also want to use, you can use, is any other large heavy bottom pan that you have available.
So it like width. Or wok size? Is it more?
Wok size is okay, but I would actually say steer away from wok. Any type of flat bottom pan is what we're looking for. A wok is a good tool, but not good for a paella.
Awesome.
So once again, we're using the traditional 13-inch paella here, and we actually start off by cooking the chicken first. We let the chicken cook for 10 or 15 minutes. I actually seasoned this the night before with a couple of herbs and spices, and we actually have that cooking now, and we're in the second layer, as I call it, with the green beans and the tomatoes in the center to keep on going with
And
the
it looks good.
It looks good and it smells really good. It really fills the house with that
So,
aroma.
I mean,
It's
what
really
else we got to
delicious.
put in there though?
So now what we're doing, I have one tomato in, and one tomato in now. So now we're ready for the garlic, and we're ready for the rice, and we're also ready for some of the aromatics that we have as well.
Okay.
Yes,
All right.
going to the
Well,
next level.
are you gonna get rocking on those?
Absolutely. I'm trying not to cut my fingers up, but we see what we have here.
Well, you know what? While you're doing that, let me go ahead and kick off this sangria.
Sangria. What we got in the sangria?
And some red wine.
Some
That's
red
all
wine.
we need, Spanish style.
All right. It's going to pair well with the paella that we
Yep.
have going here. It's a good idea. Show me what you got.
I do it for you. All right, you guys, I'm gonna start with the sangria. AJ, that paella smells fabulous over there.
Yes, it does. I can
We
smell.
need a little something to wet our palates while we wait for that.
You ready to get your
paella.
drink on is what you're saying.
So let me show you how to make a real quick, this is a Spanish style sangria, right? But it's got an Ali twist to it, AJ.
All
You know,
right.
this is what we're gonna do. So basic ingredients, we got some sweet red wine, we have a little bit of brandy. Hey, I'm throwing in some apple juice. Remember apple?
Just to bounce it all out.
Apple juice, some orange juice, and you can do any kind of orange juice. I did orange juice with a little bit of mango.
All right.
And then we've got our fruits, right? So I'm gonna put in some frozen mango. We've got frozen pineapples, frozen strawberries, blueberries. Check these out. Do you know what that is?
Now, what do we have here? What is this? This
That's
nice
a blood
frozen
orange.
salad?
It's a blood orange.
A blood orange? How you gonna eat a blood orange?
So we're gonna throw a blood orange in this one this time, along with our regular citrus. I
Alright.
want to kick this up a notch, right?
Okay.
So we're gonna go ahead. I'm gonna mix this all up, and then we're gonna have some good sangria. So first, we're gonna throw in the red wine, the whole bottle. This is a 1.75 liter, so we're just gonna. This is enough for the whole family to share. I mean, it depends on how you. I mean, AJ, would you share this?
No.
No, you wouldn't share this.
No, not at all.
So it's real simple. We're gonna do about a half a bottle of the brandy, maybe a little bit less, because I don't know how we
You
feel.
put that whole bottle in?
The whole bottle of wine. The whole bottle of wine.
Trying to get turned up.
All right, so I'm gonna add in some pear. Normally folks put in apple. Pear is an awesome addition to a sangria. And it helps soak up all of the flavor of the sangria. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna put a little pear in.
You'll put a little pear.
We'll
Now
put a
that's
little
not
pear.
normal though. This is you.
This is my
Ali style.
I'm sure they do it other places. I mean, I'm sure someone knows about the pear. So we're gonna put a little pear in. I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the blood orange and the lemon and the lime, and then we'll be ready to go.
All right.
Man, I am so excited about how this sangria is about to taste when I
Yeah.
get this chopped up. AJ, that paella smells fabulous. What you've been doing so far?
You know what? It does smell good. The room is filled with a very good smell, the aromatics and everything going. We have the chicken in already. We have the green beans going already. We have the tomatoes going already.
Okay.
What I've done is I've added also the short grain rice, which
All right.
is very important. It absorbs the liquid a lot better. On top of that, I put all our aromatics. I put the saffron in. I put the
What's
rosemary.
an aromatic?
The aromatic is like the little green grass that cut up.
You can't
that
say
they-
spices.
You got.
I mean-
it sounds better if I say aromatic.
Okay,
It's like
all
I know
right,
what I'm
fine,
talking
fine.
about.
Aromatics.
Aromatics. So you put the spiced aromatics. See what I did right there?
Yeah, I
You put
like
the
that.
spiced you know what I'm saying? You put the spiced aromatics in, and so while that's cooked, you let that cook for 1 or 2 minutes in a nice little pile in the middle. From there, you scoop the rice out to the edges, lifting up each piece of chicken and meat, and you lay the meat on top of the rice. Right?
And then is that it? I mean, we ready to eat?
A very good question. Not
Oh,
quite
okay.
yet, because we're still missing one key ingredient, which is the spiced meat, which is the chorizo that I brought with me. So I'm gonna chop the chorizo up. I'm gonna drop it in.
Well, hold on.
What you got?
I mean, so how do you feel? Because I got some sausage.
You got some
that
sausage.
we could potentially
But I already got
add.
chorizo
I know
already.
you got, but I'm just saying, what if we kind of bring this together? I got this vegan, it's technically it's vegetarian sausage basically,
How
so
you
it's
gonna try
meatless. It's meatless sausage. Can we? I mean,
So you want to put something vegan in my?
yeah, it'll marry well with the aromatics
You
in
know
the
what?
pot.
This feels like this is something a twist that you. I think you wanted something. Let me see
Okay.
what you got.
Okay.
I'm willing to take that challenge because this is a great dish as is.
I'm
Let's see
excited
what you
about
got.
this. I'm excited.
So after after I put that in, we're going to start putting in our chicken broth. We're going to start with about 4 cups of chicken broth and let it go. But I am interested to see what this is going to do to this cook.
So yeah, let's just throw that.
Something like that. All right, so we're going to drop these in, and the way I do it, you don't have to, but I like making like a little X here.
Okay.
So kind of give it
Oh,
a little bit of
you want
of
it to be
style.
pretty.
I want it to be pretty. You got the sangria going. You got the colorful fruit. I got to step my game up over here as well. I feel like you're kind of leaving me behind here.
Well, while you doing that and adding that in, I feel like the sangria is gonna be right on point. But I saw something earlier. I just want to ask you about it since we happen to be in this kitchen together.
Yeah, what you got?
There was something, some topics and some people were talking about some stuff about people acting up, right? And who checks who? Like, remember back in the day when we used to talk about your brother's keeper? You know how mom used to always be like, watch your brother and make sure they don't get in trouble, or they tell us
I
to
do.
tell on you, or you would tell on us.
I have no
You remember that.
recollection.
You remember
I
that.
have none. How dare you?
So I feel like, are we in a time now where, we don't watch each other's back, or we don't check each other, like, when we doing something that we know we ain't got no business? Is it the right of the person that's closest to us to check us?
That's an excellent question. So the way I see it is that if you're really close to somebody, if you truly call yourself a true friend, a good family member that, you take care of your family, watch your family, I would say yes. I would say you definitely want to watch. You definitely want to make sure that you are watching over your people, making sure they're not slipping and falling and
But,
everything.
okay.
You are not necessarily you're 100% accountable, but if you're not telling your friend, you're not telling your family member something that they see is going on, and you're not speaking up, it's kind of bad look on you.
Let's say you're on the receiving end. Let's say you're the one that's acting up, and you need to be checked. How would you gonna receive that? Because I mean, we see that a lot now. You know, people just act a complete fool, and nobody says anything. You know how you just be like, who says like your president? You know, I'm just saying. But just in general,
Tell me more about that.
Even in family relationships and life relationships and work and stuff like that. You know, when you know you are not doing the right thing, right?
Right.
You know, if I'm not doing right or you're not doing right, how would you feel if I came up to you and was like, AJ?
Well, that's a completely different perspective. That's a good thing, but when you are the quote unquote, as they say now, bad actor, nobody really wants to be told about themselves.
Right.
It's harder to receive when you're the one in the middle of the pot doing the damage, right? But that doesn't negate the fact that you still need to be told.
We
Somebody
need to be
still,
told.
you something to, and my brother's keeper. That's very important. It's kind of hard to tell how you're doing when you're in the storm. Right?
Yeah.
Somebody outside of the storm reaches in and grab you. So once again, it takes a
You
village
sound
type
like
of
you
mentality.
trying to be prophetic and stuff.
Look, I got a bow tie in my back pocket. If I keep talking, I'm gonna put it on.
I'm just saying. I mean, but I appreciate you saying that because I hear a lot of people now. You know, they don't want you to tell them about raising their kids, about how
that's a big one.
you know, just different things like
Yeah.
that. So, you know, I wanted to mention that and just talk a little bit about how we can do that better. So, I mean,
Well,
do you think that we need mentor programs and
100%.
mentorships? And,
100%. So I mean, even to your point with having how times have changed. Even we're growing up, there was no thank you very much. This is not water, is it?
No, that is the fabulous sangria.
This is said with your blood blood
the
juices.
blood orange in it.
Now, whose blood is this again?
Cheers.
Blood. Cheers. Thank you very much.
All right, so what you saying?
So times have changed now. So you don't have the it takes a village type of deal.
Right.
Now, back in the day when we were growing up, the next door neighbor could actually chastise your kid, not necessarily
Man,
beat them and everything.
don't let
but
that happen now.
If you do something at 5 o'clock at somebody's house, by the time you get home at 5:15, you done got your butt whipped about 3 times coming home, or you got chastised. Nowadays, you even yell at somebody's kid. You look at somebody else's kid. Don't talk to my kid. That's not, it becomes a whole thing. You can't even grab your own kids or
Okay,
just your own kids.
because you remember,
It's crazy.
like, when we were growing up, we remember the slingshot
There it is.
arm, you know.
There was nowhere you can hide.
There was no way. So you
75
were
yards away.
chastised. And nowadays, like, I feel like everything is based on relationship driven, whether or
Right.
not you're in a relationship or not. And whether or not you get in trouble or you get caught because you're in a relationship, or should you tell if you see somebody doing something? I don't know that you should tell the other person. I think you should check your friend.
Absolutely. There's no reason to run in the opposite direction when the danger is kind of right in front of you and
Yeah.
everything. But once again, that goes with the different type of personalities we have, the different type of generation we have growing up. Also, some of the laws that are in place is much more strict. You can't say and do everything that you used to do in terms of, so, and then again, kind of where our society is going, people are just much more sensitive nowadays. They're not so much as open to criticism as they used to be.
Yeah.
You can't even approach your friends like you used to,
Yeah.
because now everybody is hypersensitive.
So
to
is that
variety of things.
entitlement?
And what? How would you say
Meaning
entitlement?
that, I can do whatever I want. There's no limit to what I can do, and you can't tell me what I can and cannot do.
I take your point. So, I think there is some entitlement there, because there's nothing wrong with self-empowerment, believing that you are something, but you, on the back end of that, whatever you begin building up and everything, you also want to leave a back door of humbleness and openness to allow somebody in. So when we start, once again, there's nothing wrong with pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, doing everything you can to self-improve, but don't also close a channel to allow other people to spill into. Now, that also means don't let everybody spill into your life. Not everybody should be talking to
Right. Right.
'cause,
What they say,
hey,
don't let everybody whisper
Yeah,
in your
not
ear.
everybody should
You know
whisper in
what?
your ear.
You hit on some good points.
what I'm
We
saying?
gonna
I got
definitely
gifts.
have to keep talking
I
about
got
this.
gifts. I don't know what this is.
But you
good.
know what? Let's just see where we going with this paella.
We finished with our last round of liquid, pouring it in where the dry spots are, and we're simmering down. As you can see, we're pretty much out of all liquid. It's really good. This is when you start doing a couple of taste tests, seeing if the rice is done and prepared. Why don't you go ahead and give it a little taste and
You
see
know
what
what?
we got?
Let me slide this tip in right quick.
Oh my.
So this is Ali's tip action for the day. Guys, when you are in the kitchen, there is a time and place for everything. And I say stretching and getting a little exercise can happen anywhere. So when you're cooking, you're watching the paella cook, you over here cutting up your sangria, get some squats in. Go ahead and do your squats. You can also do some stretching because stretching opens you up and it actually makes you feel really good. So we can do some side stretches. You know, you reach to the sky. I happen to have some sun, so you want to reach up to the sky. Make sure you do it on both sides though, because you don't want it to be imbalanced. So go on ahead and reach on over to the other side. We're doing this all while we're cooking because you can't do nothing while the rice is going. So make sure that you get a couple stretches in, get some squats in, get your exercise for the day. This is Ali's tip, y'all. All right, AJ, I am so excited about tasting this paella. It smells fabulous. It looks fabulous. I'm going in.
Yeah.
So we got the chicken, we got the sausage, we got the green beans, and the rice.
Yeah, it's right there.
Okay. You knocked it out the park.
It's right there. That's right. Some of your blood drink you got over here?
Yeah. How'd that feel?
That's all right. They came through together. Blood is so good, apparently.
Well, this was amazing. If you want to check out the recipes and anything else that we talked about during the show, check out IconicCreatorsNetwork.com and look for the BAM Body and Mind page.
Bam.